Well guys, it is almost summertime and you know what that means. It means I am almost out of time to do any more DIY projects. I have really got to wrap up this trailer quick because school is going to let out very soon and I will be with my kids full time this summer just relaxing. I haven't had much time the past couple weeks to do anything, so I've just been buying stuff and basically throwing it inside my trailer without any time to actually set it up. I got some cute art, some cute pillows. Found a coffee maker that matches my wall. I think this may be the last time I film inside with you guys before the trailer is completely finished. I can't believe it. It is time for me to actually move outside my camper now, and I'm going to start making the outside look as pretty as I can. I got these cute lights. I think it'll make it look a little bit more cottagey and a little bit more like a house. I need to install a new door latch, things like that. Okay, so stepping outside, I have a lot of ideas, but first I need to start cleaning up the exterior of my camper. You can see there's a lot of things that need to be replaced or removed. I'm gonna start off by hosing it down and scrubbing it really good. It's got a lot of dirt on it, and I decided the first thing I want to do is spray paint over these factory line embellishments that they put on this trailer. I think it will look better if I just paint them white and take them off. So that is the first thing I want to tackle. I'm also going to be painting this door. I picked out a nice red color that I think will make it look a little bit more like a cottage out here instead of a camper. I start by removing this old door latch. I'm going to put a new one on that has a longer arm. This one was I think like 4 inches, so I got a 10-inch door holder, and that will allow space underneath my window because I had the novel idea I want to put a flower box under the window because I think that will make this trailer look a little cuter. I have no shortage of wood scraps, so I think next week sometime when I get a little time, I'm going to make the flower box for under the window and some shutters for either side of this window. But first I need to clean up the outside of the trailer, and that just means scraping things off and covering up old embellishments. I don't really know why, but part of me felt like I shouldn't cover any of these old paint embellishments up by Jayco just because I thought it would hinder the resale value of the trailer. But I realized, of course, that camper trailers are always depreciating in value, so what is the point? You should just make your camper trailer exactly what you want it to be because it depreciates naturally anyway, so there's no point in me keeping all of these factory embellishments on the camper. So the goal for me really is to make this camper look as much like a cottage or a house as possible, even though it is on wheels and it is mobile. I'm going to do that by adding some lighting and some shutters, a flower box, and just kind of making it look a little bit more permanently stationed where it is. I think next week I'll be able to even add some skirting around the bottom. I'm still trying to come up with how I want to create the skirting so that it's removable, but it won't fall over, so I have a few ideas for that. And boy, this camper was really dirty. I don't think I've ever washed the exterior since I bought it. It was kind of like washing a car in a lot of ways. I'm going to use just a basic Rust-Oleum spray paint, and I'm going to start covering up all this nonsense on the outside of the camper, and hopefully it's going to have a much cleaner look when I'm done. I'm imagining that it's going to take several coats to properly cover all this stuff up, but I just want to get an initial coat on and kind of step back and see if it does indeed look any better covered up. The white paint is obviously not an exact match for the existing color, but I'm going to go with it anyway. I don't think it's too big of a deal. Here I recommend that you do a lot of tape work before you spray paint. I'm just being incredibly lazy and not really taping anything off at this point in time, and I don't really recommend that. I'm just so impatient, I don't bother taping or covering anything up, and I usually end up regretting it later. It's only my first coat and I already like the way this looks. I think it's a definite improvement, so I continue. Upon arriving the next day and closer examination, I see that it's definitely going to need a second coat. It was really annoying the other day spray painting with still so many water droplets from me washing it, so I recommend washing on a totally different day than spray painting, but of course I didn't wait for it to dry. I just went ahead and started spray painting. And now it's time for my least favorite DIY activity, which is pre-painting prep work. I have to do a lot of taping just to do this single RV camper door. It's just a lot to do the handle and the middle window and then the sides, and I'm in the direct sunlight right now, so it really just wasn't fun, but I managed to get through it somehow. I picked out this red color for the door. I want something really like friendly and inviting, but upon spraying it on the door I thought, wow, this looks a lot like blood. I was thinking maybe a richer burgundy color would be better, but since I've already started spraying, I'm just going to commit to finishing it, and I think maybe once the color is solid on the door, it won't look so frightening and Halloweenish. I'll admit this was a fun part of the day for me. I really liked seeing the vibrant color and transitioning from a kind of boring exterior to something that really pops. It was kind of gratifying to do this job. Okay, well I think I got it pretty evenly painted. You know that I immediately want to take the tape off right away, but I'm going to resist and come back tomorrow to take it off. You can see I have more white touch-up that still needs to be done. And upon my arrival the next day, I am so ready to take off this tape. It's one of my favorite parts of any DIY paint project is tape removal. I'm touching the door now and it seems to be very smooth. I really like the texture of this door, so here we go. I got the handle uncovered and it looks really good. You can see when you don't do a good tape job, you get a lot of messed up areas like this, and now I'm gonna have to go back over with white paint again. It really just adds to your workload if you don't slow down and do a good job taping and covering things up when you're spray painting. But so far I like the way this project turned out overall, and the color doesn't look too scary to me. It actually turned out a little bit darker than when I initially sprayed it on. I think that is the general rule of thumb. I think most paints dry a little darker than they go on. Overall, a pretty easy, gratifying DIY project. Super satisfying taking all this tape off. I can't wait to add my outside solar lights, my shutters, my flower window box, and maybe some skirting. Until next time, guys, let's just keep on DIYing.